Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Time. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Good morning, everyone. This is Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we connect with each other and with our city through a variety of headlines that we collect from local sources, from state sources, and national sources. We connect through your wonderful comments, ideas, questions, and suggestions, and today is no exception. It is September 3rd. It is Tuesday. And in the too much information department, I must add, just in case I seem a little sweaty and off my game, I have a stomach bug. I tell you, if my connection to the internet was as generous as the connection that I have this morning to the plumbing system, I would have great internet. But you know what to do. I know what to do. Just drink lots of water, stay hydrated, and stay away from hot salsas for a couple of days. I should be fine. But it's not fun. Anyhow, I have a bit of news to share with you, particularly after yesterday's thunderstorms. Boy, did it rain last night. So I'm going to share news about that. I'm going to give you a preview of what I saw yesterday. I went walking into town. I prepared another walking tour for you to enjoy this weekend in anticipation of a quick getaway. But I'll have you know that I walked towards the Malecón, and I will show you a little bit of what I saw. And of course, we will enjoy the walk on Saturday. Yes. So let me get started with the news and take it from there. Of course, we wanted rain, and rain is good. Rain is our friend. But unfortunately, when it pours like it poured yesterday, there are unfortunate consequences, such as a series of landslides that have been reported along Highway 544. This is the state highway that connects Puerto Vallarta with San Sebastián, Mascota, and points beyond. So if you find yourself headed in that direction today or in the near future, just drive carefully. Know that workers are clearing the highway as I speak, but do expect some delays just in case. And then, of course, there's the flooding problems. This image comes to us from Nuevo Nayarit. After yesterday evening's heavy rains, there were some avenues there that had as much as 1 meter of flooding water standing still and paralyzing traffic and stranding a number of vehicles on the street. I've never heard of Riviera Nayarit, or rather Nuevo Nayarit, flooding this way, so I hope this is an extraordinary event, and I sure hope they don't have this problem on a regular basis as we have here in town at, for example, Francisco Villa Avenue, just down the street from where I live, in where it gets really, really flooded when it rains. But it felt so good. It was so refreshing last night. Anyhow, moving on to other news, I want to show you this photo. This is Jalisco Governor-Elect Pablo Lemus. Of course, he hasn't started his administration yet. It'll take a month for this to happen. But he has already submitted 4 important projects to President-Elect Claudia Sheinbaum's team to be contemplated in next year's federal budget. The projects are the conclusion of the 4th subway lining Guadalajara metropolitan area, the conclusion of the the ongoing decontamination process of the Santiago River, the beginning of the 5th subway line, and also the improvement of federal federally maintained state highways throughout the state. Now, none of these projects are new to us, but it is nice to know that our future governor is taking care of business, and we hope he will continue. Well, we trust he will continue to do that as he begins his administration in a month. Let's take a quick look at the weather just to see what we can expect for today. And Snarky Weatherman says, rain stopping in 3 minutes, get down on your knees and thank me. Well, I won't get down on my knees because my tummy hurts, but I am grateful for all the rain we had this week. Right now it's 29 degrees, humidity is at 72%, and our weather forecast tells us that today we'll have a rainy morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a high chance of rain of 67%, a high temperature of 32, and a low of 23. Then tomorrow, Wednesday, partly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 69%, a high of 32, and a low of 23. And then on Thursday, scattered thunderstorms are possible throughout the day with a high chance of rain of 87%, a high of 32, and a low of 23. Nothing like rainy weather for us to enjoy my next music appreciation presentation, which is happening on Thursday. I will tell you about it. Well, why don't I just remind you about it right now? This is my repeat of my presentation, Mexico's Soulful Storytellers. We will explore 5 traditional songwriters, and by traditional, I don't mean like the latest pop hits. These are songwriters that have written great Mexican songs throughout all of last century and the beginning of this one. So the nice thing about this presentation is that we'll dive into the lyrics, we'll learn what the songs are about, and I must tell you, there is a great song that I thought about for my Mexico songs survey, which is going to happen later on this month. But unfortunately, it's not from Mexico, but I'm already compiling a list. As you know, we'll have 3 presentations that have to do with Mexican music this month. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I want to show you this 5 traditional dishes to celebrate Mexico's independence. Tribuna de la Bahia reminds us of these dishes you may want to pursue to celebrate our independence. Some of these you may already be familiar with, and others may be new to you. The 5 dishes are pozole, chiles en nogada, tacos al pastor, enchiladas, and tamales. Of course, most of these we can eat year-round. Chiles en nogada are seasonal, but we will be relying on this wonderful article, which features brief descriptions of each dish, as a starting point to unpack each dish individually during the rest of the month, including Puerto Vallarta places where you can enjoy them. I also want to tell you that yesterday I had errands to run in town, so I figured I am putting pre-recorded content for the weekend because I'm going away Friday and Saturday, so why not walk the Malecón? And I walked the Malecón, and I want to give you a preview of what I saw there and what you'll be able to see on the walking tour that you'll enjoy on Saturday. Of course, I was curious to see some of the work that the city administration is taking care of right now to improve the boardwalk, which is in disrepair, and it's ready for some well-deserved TLC. And of course, the city has been fixing all these I don't even know what to call them, but these chingaderas that are right around the edge of the Malecón, some of them have been destroyed, some of them have been lifted by high waves during previous hurricanes, and it is time to take care of their replacement. Now, if you are in town, you may be confused about these little guys. They have nothing to do with Hanukkah, because there's a dreidel out there somewhere. Well, we don't call it dreidel, But what these are, in case you're wondering, is these are ginormous versions of traditional Mexican toys, which of course are very popular during any Mexican celebration. If you are not familiar with the Mexican traditional toys, just write the word toys by itself in a comment, and I'll definitely dive into this. So there were a lot of these toys all over the place. Of course, the city is already putting some of the Independence Day celebrations, so putting them into place. Of course, most of these are lit, and I'm sure they'll look spectacular at night, but it was also nice to see them during the daytime. Before we dive into the comments section, I also want to let you know that we have the latest news from the PuRR Project, a nonprofit no-kill feline shelter just north of Puerto Vallarta. We always like to amplify these, and we appreciate the fact that Banderas News features them on a monthly basis, and I am already in conversation with someone from the PuRR Project so that they will visit the spotlight at some point in the near future. And of course, speaking of the spotlight, our spotlight is tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So far, I don't have any takers. I hope that we will get somebody that wishes to come to the spotlight. If we do, I will broadcast from the Joint Boutique Hotel as usual. If we don't, I will broadcast from home and just talk a little bit about my own projects. Why not? That's what the spotlight is for, to amplify projects and events and services provided by local people so that we can connect with them directly. And of course, I already have a very special guest a week from tomorrow, which will be my dear friend Stan, who runs Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, and he will tell us all about what neurofeedback is about. But feel free to check out the website if you are curious about it, and if you want to start thinking about any questions you may ask of Stan next week. This will be a week from tomorrow. And now let us take a quick look at your comments to see what you're up to out there. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. I see good mornings from a bunch of you, and those are really wonderful to read. Pum. Let's see. More good mornings and more good mornings. And more good mornings. And I saw this ouch come in as soon as I talked about my tummy. Thank you very much, Christy. Tummy aches and insomnia are my worst enemies, but I'm sure it'll go away sometime soon. I'm just staying hydrated and staying away from the spicy food that I would love to be eating instead. Yes, I am not leaving the house today, Chris. I am definitely staying close to Le Toilet. I'm just happy that this is happening today and not yesterday, because I was running around town. So it is all good. You know, every now and then it's bound to happen. Let's see. Pat says, so nice and cool this morning thanks to the rain. Worth the power outage. Yes, I had a power outage here in my neighborhood as well. This is unfortunate to read. I haven't spent much time in Nuevo in a long time, but Harold says lots of new development, more buildings, more asphalt, less grassy areas for rainwater to run off. Maybe that is why they experienced such an incredible amount of flooding last night. Most definitely Pepto-Bismol for me. Thank you very much for the good wishes, Pat. I will pursue some pink pills during the day. Let's see what else. Is pozole spicy? No, not necessarily. You are given the option to add spices to the pozole, or you are given the option of enjoying it without serious spices. So either way, it is yummy. No spicy pozole for me this week, though. Um, or as Pat puts it, only if you put the hot sauce in it. I love pozole. And I love the fact that, Alan, you keep counting days. You're down to 21. What are you going to do when you get here? What's the first thing you're going to treat yourself to when you arrive in Puerto Vallarta? You've unpacked all your chingaderas. You're good to go. The day is done. What is going to be the first thing that you will do when you arrive in town? Feel free to let us know. Let's see. I always add chili oil, powder, or anything with a kick to mine, and that's how I make it, but it usually doesn't come off the stove spicy. This reminds me, not too long ago, I talked about this amazing salsa macha, which is the spicy oil sauce, which I personally get from Walmart in Macro Plaza. I add it to everything, and I love it because just a few drops will go a long way in any of your dishes. So whenever I run out of salsa macha, I go and get it at Walmart. I could make it from scratch, but it's a little tricky. If you have to immerse chilies, peppers, dried chilies in oil, and if you do too much time in the oil, they can become sour and not pleasant to the taste. So it is tricky to get it just right. It's easier for one to go out and spend 35 pesos on a small container. In a small container, remember, it's concentrated, so it'll last me like a couple of months. I just love salsa macha. Let's see what else we have. Years ago, our pharmacist told us a small amount of dry white wine will help with an upset stomach and the problem that come with it. I love that theory. I love that any excuse to drink wine is a good excuse in my book. I will try some white wine today. Why not? Let's see. Bum, ba-da-ba-bum. There's another cue. First thing David and I do when getting to town is go to Lick's Malecón for lattes and ice cream. Yummo. That's a nice thing to do when you first get into town. I love it. Vicky says, first thing after dropping bags, margarita on the beach at sunset. Way to go. I'm trying to think of what is the first thing that I do when I get to places that I love, such as Guadalajara. And every trip is different. But if anybody else wants to tell us what keeps you busy, the first thing you do when you come to Puerto Vallarta, feel free to let us know. And I'll stick around for a second. That's cute. I like it. Dry wine. Why not? Okay, that's a good pun. I love it. Oh dear, my tummy. Let's get this show going. I will wrap it up here because I have other wonderful things to do. I need to continue preparing my pre-recorded shows for Friday and Saturday. I need to put a final dent into reviewing my notes for my music appreciation presentation in a couple of days, and I'm excited about that. And this is another good one. First thing, when friends arrive, I take them to El Barracuda Toast in the Sand. I love Barracuda. It's such a wonderful place. Anyhow, dinner at Vitea. Oh my God, you guys are making me hungry on a day when I don't want to be feeling hungry. Anyhow, thanks for your good wishes. It's okay. It's just a little bit of an upset tummy. Nothing out of the world. I thank you, as always, for your company and your questions and suggestions. And I will see you again tomorrow morning. Have a great day. Have a great day and drink lots of water with me and for me. Ciao.